Hey everybody, what is up and welcome back. And today I want to talk about AI, AI in music. I've been watching some videos and reading some stuff and following the AI stuff pretty closely. And be honest with you, AI scares the shit out of me, and for a multitude of reasons. It's one of those things that just because we can do it doesn't mean we should do it. And for those of you guys that have seen the movie Terminator, we're a lot closer to that situation than I think most people in America really think we are. But that's a whole nother conversation. Today's conversation is going to be about AI and music. And maybe you guys can have a little more understanding. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that as well. And just have a discussion about it. So the one thing I want to say, and I've always said this, that some technology is great, and some things that we develop and come up with really help the industry and come up with great and creative ways and make things better when it comes to music to do a better job. And make it easier on the musician and the artist that's trying to record and do stuff. And there's a lot of things out there that I think are great. But I also think that technology can be a bad thing and can be overkill and can actually be too much as well. For me, I'm a very keep it simple, stupid kind of musician, so I like to keep things simple and easy and straightforward. And I think that with some things we've gotten way too complicated when it comes to doing music, like multi effects pedals, for example, have gotten crazy complicated. I have a Boss GT 1000 down here, and now I love that pedal, but I felt like I needed a damn rocket science degree to figure it out. It was pretty complicated, and I love Boss products. I have one of the Boss ME70s that I still have. That was really easy to do, and that was like state of the art back when it came out 20 some years ago. But things are just getting more complicated, and the problem with that is that, like with Boss, when they did that, they didn't really give you a great manual, so it was a pain in the butt. But I did do a 3-part series on it and help people out to show them how to actually use it, because it took me a while to figure it out because I just had to push buttons. But anyway, back to the AI thing. I think we start relying too much on technology. And I think that can be a bad thing, because then we start losing skills in life. Just basic skills like being able to do math. We rely on calculators and things like that to do math and do basic math. To do basic things sometimes we forget. Now, I'm a retired military guy, and I use some pretty high tech stuff because I was a combat soldier. But that tech would fail, and I'm talking it was some really cool stuff when it worked. But more times than not, we reverted back to old school ways of doing things, all the way down to even land navigation stuff, where our navigation computers and our GPS would fail on us, and we'd go back to the old map in hand with a compass to figure out what we're doing. And I'm thankful that I knew how to read a map and be able to use a compass and use a grid square to be able to figure out where I'm going, because there's a lot of times when I was in situations where the computers and the GPS and even the handheld stuff, it didn't work. The satellite wasn't linking up. There was a problem. It failed. And we had to resort back to the just good old map in hand type stuff. So I think that applies in the music industry as well, as there's a point that it's overkill, it's too much, and it's going to end up being the downfall of music. It's kind of like, everybody had, a lot of these bands now, they have laptops and they have all this stuff synced in, and, some bands are using tracks and backing tracks and all this stuff, and it starts to become complicated. But then when it fails live on stage, which we've seen time and time again, and it becomes a big mess, and then the fans get upset. And is that what they really want to see? They want to see you, when you're doing a live show, they want to see you play live. And the problem, what's going on, the AI stuff is gonna be, it's like the new Napster. That's the best way I can put it. Is if you guys remember when Napster came out, it came out and they started releasing artist music for free. So you could literally go online, download the stuff for free. The problem with that, and the problem that was with that, was the fact that your bands and the musicians, that's their job and how they make a living. That is their craft. That is what they create. That is their merchandise. That is their product. And when you start giving it away for free, then they have no way to make a living. They have no way to make money to make more albums. And then the band can't survive. And that was the thing with Napster. And then everybody got mad at Metallica because Metallica realized it early on and said, hey, we got to stop this. And then when other bands realized what was going on, even the record companies realized that everybody was going to lose money, then everybody jumped on it. They put rules and regulations and stopped it. Well, the AI technology is going to be the same thing, because the problem with AI is, and this is what they were talking about, is that you can literally AI can take like 3 voice clips of you, just short voice clips, like 3 words basically. And they can take a couple clips from your band's music, and then AI can literally write a song in like 30 seconds that has your voice and the sound of your band and put out a new song. Now, the problem with this, and Gene Simmons was actually talking about this, and the problem with this is that who gets the rights and the royalties and who gets paid for that? You know, it's like Napster. It's going to be a thing where people can just create, like I could say, oh, I want to create a bunch of songs that are like Kiss and sound like Kiss, and I can put it into AI, and I can have AI write me a dozen songs in a matter of minutes and put it out there, and you won't know whether that was Kiss or it was AI. You know, and that's a problem, because they're actually, I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but in the movie industry, they're striking because the big time movie execs have already started using AI, and they can take the actor's voice and they can take their likeness in AI and they can just program it in. They don't even need the actors anymore. They can just create it without having them, and so they can steal their voices and steal their work, and that is their craft. That's what they get paid for. And now they're trying to cut them out totally, you know. And with the way AI is, with AI robots and stuff, if you guys haven't been paying attention, you really need to look. They can make an AI robot that looks just like a person now. Literally looks like a human being. It's crazy and it's freaking scary how realistic these things are. And they can think and they can process, and you can have conversations with it. And it's scary because they can rationalize and make decisions. And that's really scary, because when AI finally realizes it's not happy with us being its handler, what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is going to be like what you saw in the movie Terminator. It's going to take over. Now, Elon Musk has been talking a ton about this, so you should go check out some of the stuff he's talking about, because he's trying to get these people to pump the brakes on it. But as it pertains to the music industry, what's going to happen in the industry when AI takes over? When AI can take samples of bands' music and their voices and just create a bunch of new songs and pump them out like mad, what's going to happen to the bands? What's going to happen to the live shows? I mean, the bands are already struggling to tour because of the cost of touring and everything that's going on in the world. If AI steps in and starts can literally reproduce their sound and reproduce their vocals and write songs without that person, the bands are going to go away. You guys are going to not see live shows. There's not going to be bands anymore. It's all going to go in the toilet as far as I'm concerned, and in my opinion, it's going to tank. You know, and I think that they really need to get on top of this and get some restrictions in place, because I know that I love live music and I love to see a band live, and that's the best way to see the bands that you love. But with this AI, what's going to happen? I mean, you're going to end up seeing a robot on stage that looks like a human being that can literally copy anybody there is, and it's not going to be a human being anymore. It's just going to be all AI. It's going to be this artificial intelligence stuff. That's where we're headed, and that's where the music industry's headed with this AI stuff, is that they're going to be pumping out music, and you're not going to know whether it was your favorite artist. It was just an artificial intelligence that created it and put it out there, you know. So it's kind of scary stuff, and I'd love to know what your thoughts are. I just want to bring it to light that it's already coming to a point. They've already had situations happen where AI can literally copy somebody's voice just by hearing, you know, a couple words, and totally copy their voice. And they've already had stuff. So I really, any of you guys that are in the industry or just love music in general, you do some research on it and tell me what you think about it, because we're in a scary times with technology. And again, like I said, just because we can do it doesn't necessarily mean we should do it. And that's something that people need to think about. And unfortunately, scientists don't. They just like, oh, I can do this, and they just do it. You know? And I don't want to see AI come in and just crush what we love. as music. And for the artists out there, for guys like me that are record and write songs and try to put songs out there and stuff, if AI can just take over and just spit out songs like crazy, then where's that going to leave guys like us that record? Where's that going to leave the bands that want to write new music if AI is just stealing it and can pump out a song every 30 seconds? You know, us as human beings can't keep up with that. There's just no way, you know. So I would love to know your thoughts on it. This is just something that's been rattling around in my head, and I've been watching some news feed on it the past few days, and I just wanted to bring it to light and see what you guys think about it. You know, me personally, I'm not a fan of AI. I think it's bad, and I've said all along, I've been saying for 20 years or better that technology is going to be our downfall. Technology is good in certain instances, but it's going to end up being our downfall because we're going to rely too much on it, and then we're going to turn it into a point where it takes over and it doesn't need us anymore. And when that happens, we're in a lot of trouble, and we're there now. We're literally at that point now. So I'd love to know what you guys think are and what you think how AI is going to affect the music industry. If you think AI is going to be good for it or bad for it. Me personally, my opinion, I think it's going to be very bad for the music industry, and I think they need to get restrictions in place and rules in place and a bunch of stuff in place, and they need to get on it now because it's going to change. It's going to change the way we get to listen to, view, and see music, and it's going to change the whole industry, you know, as a whole. And if they don't get a handle on it, I have a feeling that the concerts of today and the bands of today are just going to be gone eventually, and then everybody's just going to, you're going to watch digital concerts on YouTube or on TV, and you're not even going to see one, or you're going to go to a concert and it's just going to be a digital one because of that virtual reality stuff that they can show up where it'll be just like a hologram of the band up there, and it's all going to be artificial intelligence. It's not actually going to be real. And is that where we want music to go? Not me, certainly, because I love seeing those bands up there and seeing those artists. So leave your thoughts down below and tell me, guys, what you guys think on this subject. This is just a start of just kind of thinking about it and putting it in your head as well. What do you guys think? It's scary to me. I don't know what you guys think. I know that AI is crazy, and I don't want to see it ruin the music industry because I want to see artists still be able to succeed. I want to see artists still be able to tour. I'd like to see my music still be able to succeed. Even though I don't tour, I still do write and record and put out songs and put them out to the world. So I still want to be able to do that, and I don't want AI to come in and crush that for anybody, because AI doesn't even have to put all the time in to learn an instrument. It just can draw from the information and create, and you think about us as guitar players, bass players, singers, drummers, anybody that plays an instrument, we put a lot of time into learning those instruments and getting good at our craft. Do we really want artificial intelligence to take over and just take that away? And then you're going to be like, well, it's pointless to do that because this computer does it a million times better and can put out a song every 30 seconds. So love to hear your thoughts. So you guys tell me your thoughts. This is just me rambling. It was just something that was in my head. I felt like I need to talk about it a little bit. I think it's going to be a big topic of conversation in the music industry as well as the world as it comes. It already is. But it's affecting all aspects of the world. It's affecting, us in our living system. It's affecting the music industry. It's affecting the movie industry. It's affecting all the industries around the world. So I'd love to hear what you guys' thoughts are on the AI that is coming out and what's going on with AI. So you guys tell me what you guys think. You've kind of heard my thoughts. And let's have a discussion. And we will see you guys on the next video.